Hey everyone, come on in, come on in. Listen, I'm here tonight. I'm here tonight. I had to switch the time up a little bit on y'all, but I'm here nevertheless. So I want to welcome you into part two of Beauty Standards, Body Positivity. And in case you are new to the Silhouette of a Queen platform tonight, my name is Tiffany Devon, and I am a certified life coach and wardrobe stylist. And I style leaders and influencers in fearless fashions. And so I've been doing the Silhouette of a Queen segments for about a year now. I just recently celebrated the year anniversary back in June. And so if you missed the June segment when I said, let's glow up, it is time to glow up. And what I mean by glowing up, it means really just going to the next level. It means just emanating and glowing on another level where you are drawing things, you are drawing people to you for a God purpose. And because we are walking through, coming out to the other side of this pandemic, I know that the glow up is here. In order to continue to glow up in this new dimension, because I keep saying we're not in the season. People keep saying seasons, but we're not in seasons. We are actually in a new dimension, and new dimension is totally different than a season. When we talk about dimension, dimension means expansion. It means a whole different realm. And in a new realm, there is new possibilities to explore. And so that is the space and time that we are in and that God has moved us in. And in this dimension, there are so many possibilities. And it's exciting, right? But also there is great resistance in this new dimension because people have not seen what you're getting ready to do. How about that? They haven't seen it. So because they haven't seen it, a lot of people are going to reject it. Like, I don't know, I haven't did that before. I don't know, I haven't seen that before. Okay, all right, I'm just gonna sit back. So just hand them some popcorn, put them on the front row and watch, because God is getting ready to do some things that's simply amazing when you and I begin to yield to his voice and begin to follow this new path that he has us on. So that's where we are. But so on tonight's segment, again, I am going to be talking about beauty standards part two, body positivity. So you already know what to do. If you've been rocking with the Silhouette of a Queen segment for any time, you already know that I ask you to invite your friends, your sister friend, your girlfriend, tell them all, start a watch party, click like, subscribe, and share. And then also too, I got to give it up for my replay watchers as well, because you all be watching the replay and I really appreciate you watching the replay. Okay. And I thank you for even commenting, because I do have a little amen corner sometimes in this little comment section as well. So I thank y'all for just coming in, and we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's segment, part two of beauty standards, body positivity. But before I really dive into that tonight, I just kind of want to recap what I talked about in the first Beauty Standards Part 2. And if you have not watched it, you can also go back and rewatch it. It is on YouTube. So I want to recap that. So, in that, I was talking about how the foundation of beauty standards first started with our mothers or our grandmothers or our aunts, or even maybe just our circle of friends that we had at the time when we were little girls. And I was sharing how, based on what our mother's self esteem was and her confidence or lack of confidence, how it trickled down and played a major role on us as little girls, because we were us being women, we were once little girls who became women. And so we had a model and a standard of beauty that was modeled before us. And some of us it was not so great. Some of us were taught things and we had to learn things and pick things up along the way that we felt was the standard of beauty. And so when we are never, as women, to capitalize off of our beauty, we are never to use it to manipulate and to control, which is sometimes what we see a lot today of in culture. That is not what our beauty is for. It is for influence. It is to bring a level of glow or in glory to God when he gives every woman a measure of beauty, a measure of magnetism, a measure of influence. So you never not need to look to the woman to your left or to your right and think she has more than you. Because when you start to think that, that is actually when your crown is starting to slip. You are losing sight of who you are, because when you really begin to tap into who you really are, there is a level of beauty and glow that will emanate from you where people will start to say, there's something different about you. And you're like, I haven't did anything. Haven't did anything. Actually, you have. It's the inner work that you are doing that begins to shine forth. So I talked about inner beauty versus outer beauty. And then on our culture, the beauty standard typically is focused mostly on our outer beauty. It's what we look like on the outside. It's the hair, it's the makeup, it's the lashes, it's the foundation, it's the lipstick, it's all of that. The earrings, all of this thing is what makes people go, who is she? Who is he? Oh, oh, oh. Okay, but once they get to you, what else do they get? What else do they get? So I'm going to do something a little different tonight with this segment, talking about body positivity, because most of the time on this platform through Silhouette of a Queen, I focus a lot inwardly on our inner beauty, on our mental and emotional health, and all of these types of things that make up who we are as a woman. But I want to talk about the outward beauty and our body and body positivity. So first I want to break down, what does body positivity mean? This is a term that has been kind of slinging around in culture for quite some time. And it's actually, I think, a pretty great movement that is starting. It is met with a lot of opposition, a lot of like, I don't, that's too much. I don't know. But in the sense of where it's leading and where it's going, I believe it has a positive message as long as it continues to be something that's positive and doesn't get tainted. So let me just break down to you what body positivity means. So it refers to the assertion that all people deserve to have a positive body image, regardless of how society and popular culture view ideal shape, size, and appearance. Some of the goals of the body positivity movement include challenging how society views the body and promoting the acceptance of all bodies. Body positivity also enjoys means enjoying the body you have and not beating yourself up over changes that happen naturally due to aging, pregnancy, or lifestyle choices. Instagram plays a pivotal role in the rise of the body positivity moment. So, a lot of times, um, with this body positivity, as women, it, our weight can go up and down, up and I know mine does. Up and down, depending on what season I'm in, depending on what emotional state I'm in. Okay, a lot of us like to turn to certain foods for comfort when we're stressed out. When we eat when we're happy, we eat when we're excited, when we're feeling down, depressed, anxious, we turn to food. And so when that happens and that becomes a prolonged habit, you can gain weight. And so the thing is, every woman has a beauty standard and a model of what they feel their body should look like. And if you start to gain too much weight, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't look good in my clothes. Oh, no more, I can't wear that anymore. All of these different things. So for me, with me being a wardrobe stylist, I am constantly taking pictures of my wardrobe and putting it out there on social media. And I recall a time where I had gained a lot of weight. And the first thing I wanted to do was stop taking my pictures because I felt like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I look as flattering anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And I said, no, I need to continue to do this. I need to show that no matter what state I'm in, that I can continue to dress in a way that honors my body shape, my personality, and all of that. Because first, a lot of times what I hear women do is like they'll say, girl, when I finish losing this weight, When I finish making whatever lifestyle changes, I'll call you. Then you can come do my wardrobe. And it's like, no, start where you are with what you have right now and do it on the level that you have. Don't wait until you feel like you've arrived to start looking a certain way. So, self acceptance is really just about accepting yourself no matter what your body shape is, no matter what your body type is, no matter what the scale says. Loving yourself unconditionally. We all know that's an inside job, but it's also loving our physical bodies as well. So again, like I said, the inner beauty part is knowing your value and your worth. And when you know your value and your worth, then that will just naturally show up on the outside. And just giving yourself permission to explore your style, your body, being comfortable in your body and not hiding it. Because for so long, especially for us women of faith, we have been taught so long to hide ourselves. Hide yourself in your clothes. Hide, just hide. Don't wear any makeup. Don't be um, loud. Don't be bold. Don't show any kind of attention. No have any nails. All of these different things. Like, just play it down. Just keep it quiet. And so self acceptance is saying, no, this is who I am. This is how I'm choosing to show up in the world. And also giving yourself permission to redefine your life if that's how you choose to show up in the world. Okay. So I want to talk about this. This story actually happened a couple of months ago with Khloe Kardashian. So if you're familiar with Khloe Kardashian, she is the sister of Kim Kardashian. So, keeping up with the Kardashians. They're always in the media. They're known for their beautiful, their gorgeous women and influential women at that. And so here's a story that says a discussion on beauty standards and mental health emerged after Khloe Kardashian's team reportedly tried to remove a photo of her from the internet. The photo that was posted this week is beautiful. This is her quote. But as someone who has struggled with body image her whole life, when someone takes a photo of you that isn't flattering in bad lighting or doesn't capture your body the way it is after working so hard to get it to this point and then share it to the world, you should have every right to ask for it not be shared, regardless of who you are, Kardashian said. You never quite get used to being judged and pulled apart and told how unattractive one is. But I will say, if you hear anything enough, then you will start to believe it. This is how I have been conditioned to feel that I am not beautiful enough just being me. So, Khloe Kardashian isn't alone in the pressures to meet beauty standards. And she's a celebrity who has a lot of money and a lot of influence. And just to hear that she too is like you and I, who struggles with meeting beauty standards. So she says people may be compelled to conceal perceived imperfections with Photoshop or filters because they are conditioned from society and media images to believe that these are norms they should ascribe to. But the key is to become aware of the fact that these photos are often not reflective of reality. They're just not. So, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting to know that they are people just like you and I. And we, especially like when we're tuning into different pop culture things that are going on TV, different entertainment sites and things like that. A lot of times we only get to see one side negative image of a certain influencer or celebrity, but to read her story, to know that she struggled with feeling beautiful is says a lot. And it says what one is willing to do to keep up and meet the standard of beauty, to feel beautiful, to feel desirable. And when you don't feel beautiful, and when you don't feel desirable, and when you don't feel like you don't quite measure up, you will go to great lengths to make sure that that need is fulfilled. And this is why I push so much on my segments to always go inward, because that's where it resides. When this is filled up inside, on the inside, I can pour from this cup, and you all can get this tea, because I'm filling myself up, and I'm making sure that what is emanating on the inside of me is just not just reflective of what's going on out here. So if I must be honest with the thing of beauty standards, right? When I was a little girl, I've always had full lips. And there was a point in time where having full lips was not beautiful. It was not the thing how it is today. And I used to get called big lips. You have big lips. Oh, you have big lips. And I heard it so much, just like how she said. I heard it so much that I questioned myself. I didn't feel like my lips were beautiful. I actually have got my full lips from my father, who by way got it from his mother. So my paternal grandmother, who was a very beautiful lady, had full lips just like me. And so I remember when, by the time I got to middle school, I had heard it so much that I started walking around tucking my bottom lip in, because I got so sick and tired of being teased about it. And it wasn't until I got into high school, then the boys started saying, one like your lips, all this, and it's like, ugh, ugh. And so now let's fast forward to the year 2000, I believe it was 2015, 2016, a job that I was working at the time. This girl comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, who did your lips?" And in my mind, I'm thinking, what? She said, "Yeah, who did your lips?" I said, Nobody has done my lips." She said, "Oh, okay, because one of my friends she flew to South America to get a breast augmentation, I think, to get her lips done or get something done." And I said, "Oh no, this is mine. This is all natural." And it stumped me so much to the point that I thought, wow, somebody actually thought I went and had my lips done. So now we can fast forward into 2021, where women have been getting their lips done for quite some time, getting them injected. Now it's pretty, it's the beauty standard. So let's talk about this a little further. So what happens when the beauty standard changes? What happens? What happens when in 2022, 2023, full lips is not the thing anymore? Because you don't want to meet the standard of culture, because culture is goofy. It's just, culture is really goofy. What's in today won't be in tomorrow. And you will be tossed ping pong, bing, 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 back and forth between a beauty magazine telling you what body part is popping today, when God is the one that gave it to you. Which brings me to my next point: our bodies. Now, plastic surgery has been the thing for years. For years, okay? It's no secret that people can get lipo. Like I said, you can get lips, you can get breast augmentation, you can get tummy tucks. Now you can get your booty injections. You can tuck it, move it, place it, just about anything. You can do anything now, right? And so it's leaving the natural women out here like, yes, I'm real. I didn't get anything moved and repositioned. This is all real. And so our body shapes is crazy, because when we think about our bodies and body shape, and like I said, the body positivity movement, It's saying to accept your body no matter what your body shape is, whether you're an hourglass, you are what they call a pear shape or an apple shape or anything like that. They have these different names for body shape. Let me see if I can actually get this here. I want to share something with you guys, then actually have you see it here. Okay. All right. So this is the diagram here of different body shapes. Okay. So I am what they consider an hourglass. An hourglass body shape typically is associated with sexiness, va va boom. You see it in the movies. Anybody remember the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I love that movie. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And her name was Jessica Rabbit. And she had this hour. She was a cartoon figure with an hourglass frame, and she had this long orange, hair and just this tiny waist and full hips, and she was just sultry. And that is what an hourglass figure in our culture gets associated with. It's this va boom woman. She's sexy. If you have on a dress and you're showing your curves, that's accentuating with sex appeal. But what if you're not trying to do all that? You are just putting the clothes on because it accentuates your frame. Now, because this perception has been fed out here in culture for so long, some women will capitalize off of it, which is what we see a lot of today. And I talked about that in the part one of beauty standards, that you can capitalize off of it, you can get things off of it. But what if you're a woman that doesn't operate like that? You're not using it for that. You're just showing up in the world. And so then you can get lumped into a category of that's what you're doing. So that body image, the hourglass, which is what I represent, that is the standard of beauty that you see oftentimes. So what does that do for the other body types? Like the slender, the apple, the busty, the pear shaped, the petite. It can leave women who reflect that body type to feel like, well, I'm not sexy. I must not be sexy. I must not measure up because my body frame is not what you see. But that's not true. That's not true, because it's all about, now, if I was talking to you tonight about wardrobe styling, I would then go into how you can accentuate your body frame and how you can make yourself pop in a room, and how to wear certain garments and what looks good on you based on your body frame versus what isn't. I'm not a hairstylist, but because I'm in the beauty industry of styling women, I could say, okay, your hair may be outdated. Yes, I know you like curling it that way, but it's outdated. So I could then go into that lane if I was talking about that tonight, but I'm not. So I wanted to just show you this as a reference point of what society considers beautiful. But it's not always the case, because beauty standard really is meshing the two worlds. It's meshing the inner beauty and the outer beauty, and making them come together like this to where they are one. So that when you walk into the room, and you don't have to be an hourglass, you don't, you can still draw people. You can still emanate a glow that makes people say, who is she? I want to know who she is. And I'm going to be teaching on that too, about magnetism, because a lot of these things, you guys, have just been twisted. And yeah, okay, I can go into that, on another segment. But I wanted to share this with you guys, to have you see the picture here of different body shapes and body types, and that all are beautiful, and are for a purpose. Okay, so when you say, Tiffany, okay, for a purpose, what are you talking about? Body phrase, body shape. God designed you in every form of fashion with a purpose in mind. And please believe that He wastes absolutely nothing. You may have thought that you wanted to nip tuck this and move that, but that's not the case. Our bodies are an instrument that is used by God. Our body is what connects us here on this earth plane. It is the, without sounding so super deep and spiritual, but it is what it is that our body is where our spirit man is housed and where we live in, and it keeps us connected in this earth plane to be, because we're physical and spiritual beings at the same time. So we have the ability to move in both worlds. So our body gives us the ability to do that. Are we to take care of our bodies? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not here to debate and argue with you and judge you and drag you if you go and get plastic surgery. But what I am saying, if it's done to the uh, with the intent of to to lift up self-esteem, there's still going to be a level of deficit in your life, because there's still a void in your soul somewhere that has not been filled. Because once that gets filled, you will begin to see like you are the majority. You represent women out here that have cellulite. That when they put on the two piece, maybe they have a little stomach. You know, you have a little roll. And that is why this body positivity movement is so popular and resonating with different women, because it's saying to us that I don't have to look like that. That's not realistic. It is not realistic. The average size woman in the United States is a size 14. But yet, the beauty standard that we continue to see modeled before us is a size 4. But that is not a true representation of the typical American woman. So there continues to be a level of fight that designers and stylists push for, to get designers that have been around for ages, to get them to expand into markets that fit the average size woman. But again, like anything, big ships turn slow. What that means is, when you have been going down a certain path for so long, and to try to get something to shift and turn a certain way, it's going to take time. But I do believe we are moving in the right direction. Plastic surgery, as I mentioned, about facelift and all of these different things. I want to close with this. In 2012, 17 magazine agreed to stop airbrushing models. In 2015, Women's Health vowed to ban drop two sizes of bikini body from its cover titles. Sports Illustrated featured plus size model Ashley Graham in one of three separate cover images for their annual swimsuit edition in 2016. And Miss Teen USA ditched their swimsuit competition as part of a commitment to evolve in ways that celebrate women's strength, confidence, and beauty for years to come. By acknowledging that people don't often appear how they do on social media, people can see posts more critically and recognize the beauty of their own natural, unfiltered bodies. So, given what I just shared tonight in regards to the body positivity movement, about accepting who you are, accepting your body shape and your body size and your type, no matter what size you are, what ethnicity, what background, culture, social economic status, wherever you come from, whatever walk of life you come from, the body positivity movement just simply says that you can embrace your body no matter what. And so when we ask the question tonight, which is what I want to close with, is, does the body positivity movement contradict plastic surgery? And based on what I've shared tonight, I would say it does. Because body positivity says that you should embrace and love yourself. And as I've been sharing here tonight, not only on this segment, but just on the Silhouette of a Queen platform is about embracing yourself as a whole woman and celebrating who you are, walking in the fullness and measure of who you are, unashamed, unapologetically, showing up, dressing the way that you want to dress. That's why I'm more a wardrobe stylist that continues to push barriers and giving yourself permission to do that, and to say that we're not going to be bound by old paradigms that don't fit, that don't serve us, that keep us shackled, that keep us chained to what was happening yesterday. We are in a whole new world in 2021. And as I've been constantly saying to myself and to people that I know, is that every day you get to paint a picture of what you want others to see. You hold the paintbrush. The question is, what do you want them to see? What do you want them to know? And you can do that simply by showing up in the room, being who you are, dressing how you are, giving yourself permission to explore and go beyond the limits, go beyond the borders. Listen, let me tell you something. Nails. Now, listen, for some reason, for some women, they wear nails all the time. This is their thing. They have standing appointments to get nails. I don't wear nails. I could care less about nails. I really don't. I know. People would see me and just expect me to have nails because they see all this other stuff. But I could really care less about nails. So I decided last week, you know what? I want to try something different. Let me put on some nails. And people are like, oh, girl, this is so cute. I like it. Listen, let me tell you, these nails have rearranged my entire life for an entire week. Barely could button things open and stuff. Just yes, it's been a mess. But I'm saying all of that to say is that I gave myself permission to do something different. And you may like it, you may not like it, but you won't know unless you try. So I hope this has been something that has been, this segment tonight has sparked a level of curiosity. I hope that it also sparks a conversation for you to have, not only with yourself, but with your circle of friends um, and people around you, to begin to understand even more so our role and our position as women, and the being the influencers that we are. God has given, there's a reason why we're influencers, but when it's perverted and twisted and tainted and you're using it for your own gain, no bueno. No bueno. So anyhow, I'd love to hear your comments, what you think. Thank you, everyone that has been watching this live tonight. Also, thank you again to my replay watchers. You all are the real MVPs. Thank you to my Amen Corner. I have ladies that are in my Amen Corner, and I appreciate them so much. They faithfully show up to watch the Silhouette of a Queen segments. They're letting me know how it's blessing them. And my entire intent of doing these things is to touch on topics that aren't always comfortable, but be realistic, not sugarcoated, not get so super religious about things and be like, oh, I can't say that. Because I hear conversations. I know what's being said in the culture. Why can't I talk about it? Why can't we talk about it? Okay, we're not gonna keep sweeping this stuff under the rug as if it is not happening and it's not going on. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. At least not on my segment anyway. But I thank you all so much for watching tonight. And again, you know what to do. If you have not done so already, hit the little notification bell so that you get notified when I go live. And we're going to continue to have this conversation in regards to beauty standards, because I'm seeing so much floating around in the culture today, and I just feel like there needs to be a different light shed on things, to just add another way of looking at something and to spark conversation. So thank you tonight. My name is Tiffany Devon. Again, I am a certified life coach and wardrobe stylist. that styles leaders and influencers in fearless fashions. And I will see you on the next Silhouette of a Queen segment. You all enjoy. Talk to you later. Peace.